So I had said before the election that there's people, like, you start to wonder about the left, because it's like how many, because, you just see them in comment sections. But because they couldn't see the truth at all, you get to this point where you start to wonder, how many of those people are, have benefited from trafficking, have benefited from cheap labor, have, like all these things that should be so obvious to people. And so what I noticed is that I'm seeing that again, okay? So there's a lot, there's some people out there, they never really supported Trump, but they went with him because, they couldn't go with Biden. And I'm noticing it's a lot of libertarians. It's interesting. Because I don't necessarily think libertarians love the country. They don't really have that. They just think everything should be a free-for-all. I mean, I'm aligned with them in many ways, but not completely. But I've noticed that they're the people that sort of have their nose in the air and think that they're better than Trump. Like, you just think you're better than everybody else. They're usually higher educated, too. And kind of had their nose in the air and now want to act like that these are people that I followed, okay? I don't anymore, but, they want to act like that the Laura Loomers, and again, I didn't follow Laura Loomer. I mean, I knew about her, but, and she's been called crazy and all that, and so is Steve Bannon. But I can recognize when people are right about something, and they are right about this, okay? And yet, I came across a channel I used to follow not too long ago, and a really smart person, the channel was, and I responded to, because they were talking about H-1B visas, and said, this is what the media is going to do till Trump's elected. And I thought, oh boy, you showed your colors too. They do. It's just weird. Somebody I respected him. But I thought, you are so smart and you don't realize that you have never heard the term that foreign workers are hired for cheap labor. So I would imagine there's many people in this country that use H-1B visas, maybe even your smaller business owners. And that's why they do this. That's why they want to act like, because what this person went on to say was that the Laura Loomers, they're just about wanting to end legal immigration. And I even commented in his section and said, that's not what this is about. I'm sure he deleted my comment. I said, this is about laying off American workers to hire foreign cheap labor. That's bullshit. But see, there's that group out there that I know that they supported Trump because there was no way they'd go with Biden, but yet they always have this arrogance to them, and they just can't bring themselves to support Trump. And I just think, yeah, they're like really arrogant people too, but they're really smart too. So I don't want to take that away from them. But the very fact that you are so smart and have educated your subscribers on so many things. I mean, I've posted this person's videos to all my other channels before. That's how good he is at, saying the truth, but does not want to speak the truth about how, no, this isn't about just people like me or Laura Loomer want to get rid of legal immigration. That's bullshit. So he totally misled the people that are following him. This is about that it's America first. If it's going to be about America first, then laying off, and Tesla's done it. Elon Musk did it at Tesla, and he did it at X. The people he laid off were American citizens. He kept all the people with visas because he knows that he can do whatever he wants to them because they can't just leave. I mean, that's part of the reason Musk doesn't like hiring American citizens, is they'd report him for the working conditions. But when you're here on an H-1B visa, if your employer is your sponsor, so if you go running and complaining, they can just deport you. So that's why it's sick. And then there's the people, like the comment I just got on my Rumble channel, and it's like, you know what, if American people are going to continue to depend on Tucker or believe that everything Tucker or all of these alternative media people say, or the mainstream, if you cannot think for yourself, then you'll never snap out of it. So I'm going to show this comment. Musk looked at the lack of productivity and foolishness in Twitter and considered them expendable. Millions of Americans suffer the same fate, often more than once in their careers. When their companies merge, sell, or go out of business, the kicker was the post of the day in the life of a Twitter employee who revealed an appalling excess in needless expense supporting employees who did very little work and in fact were the censors and violators of our First Amendment rights, abusing truth tellers and imposed galling insults on subscribers. So this is an example of somebody that is going to just believe that it will continue to believe that Elon Musk is a free speech absolutist. That's why the person I just mentioned before, even though I don't want to mention him by name, but I posted many of his videos in the past that I don't follow anymore, he wants to ignore that Elon Musk shadow bans. I've done tons of videos for a year about it, but there's been a lot of people I have followed that have pushed going to X, and I've always wondered about them, because there's also people on this platform that say the truth, and they're shadow banned too on X, and they've been speaking up about it. So then that's how I keep saying everybody ends up getting exposed, okay? Because there's some reason all those accounts, and many of you probably follow a lot of them, they don't want to speak the truth about that H-1B visas are a way for the billionaire class to shit all over American citizens and hurt everything. Because they hurt the American citizens, but they also hurt those immigrants, because it's an easy way to, it's modern day slavery. Because again, they're beholden to the employer. That's their sponsor. So if you're an American citizen and you can't see how, no, you should be standing up against H-1B visas, at least until we have a whole bunch of different visa programs. The H-1B visas are not for extraordinary people. They're literally just a worker's visa. That's what Musk likes, because then he can be a slave master over those people, demand 80-hour work weeks, and even he admits that part about wanting people to work 80 hours a week. And then he knows they won't go complaining to like the labor board or anybody, because they're stuck. Because if they do, he'll ship them, he'll deport them, and he'd have the right to do it because he's the sponsor. So that's a way of being able to have horrible working conditions, being a horrible employer. And Musk has been accused of this in the past. I'm just shocked that those people that I used to follow here on TikTok really don't even want to say that. So it kind of makes you realize that who everybody is. This is somebody, though, that just wants to believe what Tucker Carlson says. Elon Musk did not give free speech. He didn't. Not even on day one. Yet this person is justifying that American citizens were fired. The problem is the same people that were abusing truth tellers. It's the same people that Jack Dorsey, Elon Musk, they're all the same. Zuckerberg, they're all out of Silicon Valley. Silicon Valley is controlling all your social media. So even though I know all the Twitter files showed that Jack Dorsey was in with the government, no, it was literally just Silicon Valley. They have control over the internet. So even if you want to believe that they removed the people that were violating free speech, that's just a bunch of bullshit that Elon Musk wants you to believe. But because he's always shadow banned from day one. He's done exactly the same thing Dorsey has. He's just allowed more conservative voices, but all the ones that he knows that will praise him, like Tucker Carlson, Glenn Beck, Patrick Bet-David, all those people that will carry on about Elon Musk being a free speech absolutist. So the only way, there's some people like this comment, I feel bad for this person, because they're never going to see the writing on the wall and see the truth. Because for some of this stuff, you cannot just put all of your faith in any media or alternative media. You need to put your faith in God and yourself and do your own thinking, because you should be able to see this truth.